see out there? It's land out there. And in today's movie, there's land shark. Multiple land sharks. Not even the land is safe anymore. It's coming for us. Also, it's directed by a famous guy who makes movies off tiny budgets. So let's just avoid the land and get into it.
So the plot of the movie is as silly as you would expect for a movie titled Land Shark. It features these scientists here working on a new experimental weapons that can take over the land. Well, these here weapons would be a force to be reckoned with, and the government would want to use them. However, somehow the weapons are able to actually get out of their containment. They're able to escape, and so then it is up to these two scientists to get the weapons back and destroy them. Or, I guess. They go for the latter. They destroy them. So, besides being basically a complete copy of Lilo and Stitch in terms of plot, it is humorous and generic at the same time. It starts out very generic and very basic, but slowly becomes a bit more complex. There is one interesting enough plot thread that does properly conclude at the end. At the very least, it's not taken too seriously, and it knows that it isn't exactly the most realistic. To say the characters are stereotypes would be an understatement. It's humorous how much it plays up tropes. But considering the last couple movies I've watched, I'd rather have people laughing up these tropes than actually taking them overly serious. Wasn't the worst plot ever, but it wasn't that bad, but I mean it wasn't necessarily good. So the big gimmick for the movie is that the sharks move across the land. They can go through the sand, dirt, and even concrete. Now, a lot of the shark isn't actually seen. The movie is presented in first person a lot of the time, and you see the kill from the shark's perspective. The fishbowl effect is in play when this happens, and it looks more funny than anything else, to be honest. Now, when the shark is on screen, most of the time it is a physical prop, I will say. I will say that is a nice touch. It is nice to see that in 2017 someone out here is using traditional props, and it looks like there is actually something there. Sure, it looks pretty hokey in all honesty, but I am glad that there was something. I'd much rather have this than just really bad CGI, which does happen a number of times in the movie near the end, where you do actually just see crummy CGI, where the shark looks like a puppet. The shark is a puppet most of the time near the end, and, well, it looks like it. At least the effects were unique or creative, to say the least. I don't want to explain why, but because of spoilers, but there is a part where someone becomes a shark-human hybrid, and the effects on this are just hilariously bad. The makeup and everything surrounding, I mean, just look at it. Speaking of effects, the effects are just awful all around. Like, one part looks like chocolate syrup that's dripping on this woman when it's supposed to be blood. The gun effects are horrible. Any sound effects in the movie are just downright disturbing, with the guttural growling and the shark making some just truly horrible noises as well. Additionally, there's this tracker that they use in the movie with the most annoying stock beeping noise imaginable, and it goes on for like a majority of the movie. Turn it off. The effects are just something else in this movie. It had me laughing and disturbed at the same time. They were all just funny for the most part. Lastly, there is the acting to complement the rest of the movie, as in it's bad. In a so bad it's kind of good way. The acting, though, it's just kind of bad. These fishermen at the beginning are just all bad, like all around. They can barely even speak, it seems. The main characters just have some of the cheesiest, silliest, just cornball dialogue you can imagine. Like, all the stereotypes and tropes are present, like I mentioned, and it's pretty funny. Some people are clearly just messing around in this movie, like this homeless dude. Others try to take it seriously, and it just ends up coming off as, yeah, it's just kind of that cornball, cheesy dialogue you could expect. It's just something that transcends bad because it's so seemingly on purpose bad, as opposed to just actually being terrible and inexperienced actors. Like, it almost seems like it's on purpose bad. There's even parts where they don't even speak like at all, and these suck also. Like, there's just so much walking around. Why is there so much walking around in this movie with nothing going on? It's like a joke. But as a whole, I thought the acting was funny, at least. That's kind of my entire sentiment towards the movie, that it was just kind of funny. It was all around just really low budget and just silly, in all honesty. And there were some things that were able to make the movie actually decently entertaining, but it was just ridiculously low budget, and it's kind of to the point where I guess it was a fun watch. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It has some funny effects and a decent ending. The kills, like I said earlier, they're all in first person. Nothing really happens. There's nothing to them. The shark is funny. It's kind of a puppet. The movie's just really as funny as you would expect. So while the movie wasn't totally crap, it did have its fair share of flaws, including being boring in many points when they're just walking around, the poor effects I mentioned, and just the pacing of the movie altogether was pretty bad. But I'm still going to say it wasn't totally crap. It was a fun little watch. And with this in mind, I'm going to give the movie a 2 out of 5 on the shark scale. It misses being a 1 because it was funny enough. For me, anyway. You could watch much, much worse shark movies, but then again, there's so many better ones. I don't know how many other sharks will be on land, but I wonder if they'll be as good as the ones in this movie. And I gotta say, if you saw anything that looked decently funny watching this review, check out the movie, because why not? Anyway, that's the end of this shark scale. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All I gotta say is thanks for even making it this far. Support the Twitter, the channel, like, comment, sub, whatever it is. Bell, click, I don't know. But thank you guys for watching as usual. Thanks for the support and the views. Much appreciated. Always makes me happy. Have a nice day, everyone.